One thing's for sure. A lot of these modern women, they're starting to admit it. They don't like seeing men happy at all. Modern women hate seeing men happy.
He was walking around and like doing shit, talking to his friends, all this
Doesn't that irritate you? Pause. Doesn't that irritate you?
A nigga just enjoying life outside. Fuck yes.
Fuck.
Why are you smiling and enjoying life?
Fuck. I thought
Yeah,
I was
like
the
that.
only one who be
I don't like that.
pissed.
I don't like that. I don't like when niggas
Pissed.
post pictures and shit. Like, why are you posting
Smiling,
pictures? Like,
happy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Let me see you in the fucking club. I'm so mad. I'm going to sleep. I'm putting the cover over my head. Like, this nigga's outside with the bitches, and I'm inside with the baby. What the fuck? And then you get pissed like this not even his baby.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Ew, I swear to God, I hate that shit. I have a problem. Okay.
I am an adult. Video games are for children.
Wow.
And so me in dating, I would rather you have a hobby that's not video games. Something that enlightens you.
You don't think video games do that at all?
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. My favorite video game growing up, it was Frogger. So I'm just helping a frog cross
That
the street.
tracks.
Hold on,
Oh my God. God, all arguments invalid. Frogger? Of all the amazing games out.
I got another
Frogger.
one. I got another one. Grand Theft Auto.
GTA's, you're one of your
It's on
all-time
brand.
favorites?
Grand Theft Auto. Before you decided to keep this going as a grown man.
Right. Which I have made very, very lucrative for myself.
And by the way, were you always a gamer?
I grew up playing games like Final Fantasy VII, you don't know it. Kingdom Hearts 2, you don't know it. Mega Man X, which I went and got him iced out here, you don't know it.
Mortal Kombat.
Still
I like that.
Name one Mortal Kombat character. Thank you.
If it's bare minimum, why do they crash out when someone suggests doing it for men they date? See, this radicalized me. You are 100% right. There are particular women on this app who expect things from men that they would never even consider doing in return. It genuinely doesn't make sense, especially when men are the ones who get painted as no emotional intelligence, no empathy, but for some reason, some of these people, the golden rule completely goes out the window. Like they'll say something like, oh, flowers every 2 weeks, take you out on fancy dates. That's the bare minimum. He should be doing it. But they wouldn't even do 25% of that for the men in their lives, or the men that they claim to have in their lives, because I think 80% of these people are just like lying. We're just living in a time where in dating discourse, men are being asked to do so much more than women even have to think about in dating. And then they want to try to defend it with, oh, well, women have babies, this hypothetical baby that you're not going to have with 90% of the people you date. And then there's stuff like, it's like, oh, the unseen work. They're like, read this book about the unseen labor that women do in relationships. You're not doing any of it, though. Like, you can't even do a kind gesture for your man, and you expect us to believe you're doing all this unseen emotional labor? No.
Why though?
Because you guys get the ick real quick. You guys get the ick very fast. Women get the ick over everything. You're too eager, you're not eager enough. There's a hard...
I don't know. I feel like as you get older, it changes. Maybe when I was younger, I would have got the ick if you were like too into me. But now that I'm older and I've just been through all the bullshit, I just be straight up. Like, you like me, I like you too. Cool. Like, can we not do the games?
Could literally tell you about somebody that really likes you that you got the ick from.
Well, no, that I didn't. I was into the fact that he really liked me, and then he pretended like he didn't like me, and that was the problem.
I have an unpopular opinion about men in their 20s, 30s who play video games, but I want to hear your opinion on it to see if I'm the only one that thinks this. I was recently listening to a podcast where they mentioned that men in their 30s or even like later 20s playing video games is a huge red flag. And I was also talking to my friend about it, and I'm like, I don't agree with that, and either did she. Now, mind you, I am 30 years old, I have no kids, and I've lived with my fiance for a long time. Okay, we've been together for 9 years. So we live together, we work in the same house together, we do breakfast, lunch, and dinner together, we do everything together, and we are inseparable, which I love so much. But sometimes I just need some time to myself. Whenever he tells me, babe, I'm gonna go play some video games, I say, God bless, and I will see you later. If I had kids, I think it'd be a little bit different. However, this is the time where I get to watch the TV show on the big screen TV in the living room that I love to watch. Love Island, Love is Blind, anything trash, right, that he does not want to watch. It's my time, okay? I get to go shower and take an hour to get ready for bed, which is ungodly amount of time, but he's playing video games, and I get to spend that time to myself listening to YouTube or podcast, whatever it is. I get to vlog, I get to film TikToks I normally wouldn't have him in, and I can do it by myself. It is the me time that I need in my day, okay? So whenever he plays video games, it's my time to shine, and he gets to go play and hang out with his friends, and that's a green flag in my eyes.
And nobody's even talking about going overboard, but there's a lot of things that women do with their own time, on their own time, and a man doesn't say anything about it. When you're in there for hours doing makeup, and you're not paying attention to him, he don't say anything about it. He goes and he finds him something else to do. He gets busy, might go out. Hey, I'm going to go get a drink with one of the fellas. Oh, okay. He'll keep busy. He'll find something else to do. But when you get bored and you just want his attention, now you're all up in his face instead of finding you some business.
Well, men nowadays, they don't like crazy. They even using this new term now, mental health. I have to protect my mental health. And I'm like, shut your bitch ass up. Yeah, that's for females, you know? Yeah, but men are protecting them nowadays. They get manicures, pedicures, and they want peace. Yep. Even if you don't care about mental health, men care about peace. Number one survey answer says men like peace. Where all the men that like peace, clap it up. Yeah, look around the room, ladies, because that is gay as fuck. Real men don't deserve peace. I don't know what it is. Men want to live a soft life nowadays. They want to be at work and it's quiet. Come on, be quiet. Sound like you're getting ready to die. I'm not saying men never deserved peace in history. I just believe the last generation of men that deserved peace were baby boomers. Your generation of men, ma'am. Because those were the men that worked 14 hours a day at the plant. They lost one finger. They had one paycheck. They had to feed a whole family of 7. They fixed shit around the house. They fixed cars. They farmed. They built houses and they went to war. Men nowadays, y'all don't do none of that shit. All y'all do is go to work and type. And that's gay as fuck, you know? Some of you not gonna laugh because you type for a living. I feel insurance policy writers right over here just...
See, I don't like that play video games. I was about to say, if you would play the video game...
Is that bad? No.
It's some people, that's how some people's peace. That's how some people meditate.
But you don't want a nigga that play video games.
I'm not into
You want a
that.
nigga on the block serving crack.
No, I realistically, I haven't dated a man since college that played video games, so I don't even know where in your day that was for.
Like, when do you have time to do
Yeah,
that?
that's
I
what
ain't
I'm
gonna lie. The more success
But you're
I
single and
enjoy.
you don't have kids and stuff, and you don't have a. I don't know.
Okay.
The
more success I enjoy, the more time I realize, damn, I really don't have as much time because I ain't been on the game since like Monday.
And I want my man working and not playing a game. I want my man working and not worrying about cooking dinner. That's all I'm
gonna try to get on it tonight.
My first issue with video games is that I believe that as a rule, it is a massive waste of your time. But I think that we can agree that when you evaporate your time doing something so meaningless, you just think, man, I probably should have been doing something else that could have, in fact, benefited me in some way.
I'm going to preface this statement with the fact that I have nothing against Candace Owens. She's very well spoken and she makes great content. But this take has a lot of plot holes in it. The first one being that video games are for entertainment, you know, like seeing movies or watching sports or TV series, the news. So attacking video games specifically seems a little off because aren't you attacking every form of entertainment at that point?
Now, there are people that will say, well, I play video games to relax. And the truth is you don't, because video games are actually remarkably stressful. It's fun, but it's stressful. Like I used to drink in college because it was fun, but ultimately I wasn't doing that to relax. And it was stressful the next day when you're tired, you can't get up, you feel like crap. It's obviously not a benefit to our lives.
Okay, so now we're questioning what a person does to wind down their night with an incredibly narrow-minded viewpoint. There's difficulty sliders for single-player games. Multiplayer games can be stressful if you're sweating it out in lobbies, but I don't see things like Animal Crossing and Wii Bowling as stressful. People do like to play video games to relax, and then there's people that like competition, and those individuals are definitely not the ones saying that they play them to relax, so she's definitely got her wires crossed there.
But the second issue that I have with the gaming industry, and this is definitely the bigger one, is that it desensitizes us to violence without question.
Step 1, attack the basic stigmas around gaming. Step 2, push agenda. Desensitizes us to violence. Yeah, you can do some pretty wild stuff in video games for sure, but the last thing I want to do is see somebody get hurt or hurt someone myself. That's ridiculous. And I think 99.9% of the people out there would agree. It's a terrible take overall, and it's very obvious there's a divide between people who are actually in the gaming niche and people who have never touched a game in their life.
Nothing makes a woman more angry than seeing a man happy. Okay, especially happy with your own personal life. if you're around a woman or if you're dating a woman and she sees you're genuinely happy, she's sitting there going, wow, look how nice of a guy this guy is, going on in his own life, going about his own time, going about his own terms, liking what he's doing, in a state of peace. Oh yeah, watch her try to add some confusion and some complexity. Watch her try to just find things to say and find things to do to make you do more for absolutely no reason. Watch how angry she gets and watch how frustrated she gets just seeing you at ease and at peace. If you like watching that sports game on TV, watch her make comments about it, how it's a waste of time. If you like playing video games, watch her say what a waste of time it is. If you do something productive and you like to go work out, watch her tell you that all you do is sit in the gym. And if you're pretty good at making money, watch her tell you how boring you are because all you do is work. No matter what, you will not be able to win because their natural nature is to deceive you.
The wife who publicly neutered her husband, we all saw that video. She posted an update. Here's a quick recap for those of you who didn't see the original video.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what did you say?
How was the lie?
No, what did you say before that?
What?
What did you say before that?
I'm gonna take my walk.
Before that.
You want to do it?
Right.
What?
What did you expect me to say? I said no, but what did you expect me to say?
I never know. What difference does it make?
Well, it makes a lot of difference.
You're making a video.
Anyway, exciting times over here, just off the line. Anyway, that's what I get. You want to do it?
So a few updates. Number one, she posted an update.
Have blasted me being a wife, yeah, and how I'm not being a good one at that, depending on my husband's needs.
I'm pretty sure that the majority of our complaints were the fact that you put this private moment online to embarrass your husband. But it's interesting that you chose to cherry pick and focus on this idea that we are all saying you're not a good wife by catering to his needs.
They are taking clips and changing it to fit their narrative, and it's a complete and utter display of Dan and I's self-mockery.
We all saw the whole video you put online, and we all collectively agree it was rude that you were talking to your husband like he was an infant, that you were setting him up with the traps of, what did you say before that? What did you say before that? You know, like moms do to their children, that he didn't realize you were filming, and that he in no way seemed to think this was some fun couples mockery. And here's the crazy part. I didn't realize who her husband is. Her husband is the guy whose whole TikTok is about taking care of his dad with Alzheimer's. But that's not it, because look at a video he posted himself recently on his TikTok.
Why don't you tell him what you were saying to this gentleman right here?
I said he should be an Abercrombie model. Look at him.
And how old are you? I'm 20. And how old are you?
It doesn't matter.
I mean, this has been going on, and the whole bar's in on it. But I'm saying, if that was a 20-year-old girl right there, and not some handsome dude, and I said, you know, hey, honey, you could be an Abercrombie model, the entire restaurant would come down on me as like the biggest creep in the world.
Dan, I don't think your wife likes you very much, but I can't be sure, so here's a test. I think there's a very good chance that at some point she's going to want you to put something nice about her online, or to help her basically in some way clear up her reputation online from this little fallout. And you need to seriously ask yourself, does she seem more interested in how she appears online than she does in making sure that you're good with everything that's going on? Because here's the thing, Dan. As wives, we know the gravity of showing our husband's vulnerability to other people without his permission. So even if she did it by accident, once she realized that the internet was now viewing it as her showing you in a vulnerable moment, she would be apologizing to you. I know I would. I would be hat in hand to my husband, and I would absolutely make a public apology explaining that wasn't my intent, but I also want to be clear that I should have never put my husband in a light online where he could be viewed like this. She knows. She knows what she did. So ask yourself how much she's trying to repair this.
Instead of that cup of coffee she had in her hand, she need to have that cup of accountability. Take some accountability. Modern women love embarrassing their husbands online, and then when people jump down their throats, hey, that ain't cool. Be a little bit more respectful. Then all of us, oh, you're taking it too far. Oh, this is just yeah, okay. I get it. Just like that woman that straight up called her husband ugly.
It's so funny to me when I see women, they find that guys who play video games is an ick. And I'm like, but then they also find it an ick if they go out. So I'm like, what do you want?
Stay home, play your video.
What do you
game.
want your
Right.
man to do? I'd much rather
Me too.
my husband be
Yes.
home playing a video game
Absolutely.
than out in these streets doing God knows what.
Right,
Yes.
right. I know where you're at. Yes, you're annoying and yelling and cursing, but I could deal with that.
Yes.
Like, and it's also my time. Like when he's home, like we're still separated, so we have our own time.
Exactly.
So it's like
I'm not on you, you're not on me, you're doing your own thing, you're having fun, so why not? Like, I binge YouTube beauty videos. That's my thing.
I'm
like,
watching reality television. That's
right,
what I'm saying.
reality TV is my thing, so why can't he have his thing? It's not childish or anything. Like, I mean, no. And also, gaming is a whole entire industry on its own. You don't know where that could go. Like, my husband started streaming and is growing. So I'm just like, have fun.
Because to them, peace looks like happiness. And they don't like happiness when they're not around. She's not going to preserve your peace. And I know there's some women in here like, no, I'll preserve my man's peace. And you're a fucking liar. Because think about a time your man was in the room by himself, staring off into the distance, smiling. And you walk past the room. Did you look at him and go, he looks happy. I'm going to leave him by himself. He looks happy. Or did you go, the fuck is he smiling about? It better be me. It better be fucking me.
I think it's really funny when dudes in their 30s get into like really good shape. It's like, you're trying to hoop now? Like right now? Yeah. You have a scholarship. Oh, bro, like I bench 250. It's like, oh, why? When's tryouts? When's football tryouts? Oh, 15 years ago? You missed it. Relax. I have a theory, and especially when I see guys with kids do it, it's a man running away from his responsibilities.
Oh, you already know. I'm all over this one. I'm all over. So it's the opposite. It's literally the opposite. These are people who peaked in high school, peaked in college, 100%. They probably didn't even peak in high school or college because they don't look like they worked out a day in their life. This whole idea that you have to give up playing like rec sports or like beer leagues or whatever the fuck, people that think they only need to work out or play sports in order to get a scholarship, in order to like make it to the NBA, that I feel like they've never played a sport before. Have you ever heard of having fun? Like people act like you're an adult. You can't have fun. You can only be like an alcoholic. Bro, like, have you ever heard of having an outlet? And this whole idea that like what you like, your athletic prime is when you're 18. Have you seen an 18-year-old? Because your athletic prime is in your fucking 30s, bro. Oh, I'm not saying that means you're going to the NFL or the NBA, but you could have fun playing sports, bro. Try it sometimes. Try it sometime.
Man can't even hoop. Now they telling him he running away from responsibility. And even if they were, how come they can't hoop to get away from all of their responsibilities? That's why it's a hobby. That's why it's leisure. That's why it's something to do to relax, to take you away from the stresses of life. Is that okay with you?
I know some people see this and they think this is an exaggeration or...
It absolutely is. She went on in her video to say that she wants a man that's 100% involved. Basically, she wants that man to be in the kitchen, cooking and cleaning when she's cooking and cleaning. How dare these men sit on the fucking couch, right? Women like her only complain about things that benefit them. Because I guarantee you, those men that are sitting on the couch, when they're outside mowing the grass, cutting the edges, cleaning the gutter, do you think she's outside doing that shit with them? Of course she's not. She's more than likely sitting in the living room, on the couch, on her phone, scrolling. Also, pay attention to the women in the video that were in the kitchen. They didn't even look upset. They probably enjoy doing that shit for the men that's in their lives. Because I'm sure those men make sure that they're good. The only person in that house that was complaining was the lesbian girl that recorded the video, trying to shame the relationship between a man and a woman.
I got a question for all my ladies out here. Truly, why do y'all hate to see men happy? Soon as a man start playing the game, y'all all up in his face. Soon as he decide he want to go hang out with the fellas, y'all super duper mad, want to sit in the house all day while y'all go out and get drunk and do all type of foolishness. I'm just confused on that. Why when a man wants to have his personal time, a woman always got to be in the way?
That's real life crazy how much women strongly hate to see men happy, to see men having fun, to see men at peace. I'm going to keep talking about this subject because there's 100 men versus one gorilla it was like really fun, and it still is. It still is. I love seeing the videos. I post them all the time on Instagram on my story. You know, they even equipped it, you know, incorporated some animation and shit in there. So I'm really fucking with it. You see the Naruto. But yeah, it's crazy how much women hate to see men enjoying themselves, hate to see men having fun. I literally have heard women say they see their man doing something he enjoy or having fun, and they're like, turn their face up. They real life hate that shit. It's women in relationships that hate to see their man happy. They hate to see their man at peace. These women really hate to see us having fun with this 100 man versus one gorilla subject, because they're not the center of our attention. Most of the time, us men, we're doing any and everything for a woman to get her attention, to get her to sleep with us, to get her to talk with us. Now we're just having fun without her included. They don't know what to do with themselves. They can't fucking stand that shit. If they're not the center of attention, then the world don't need to exist no more. It's crazy. Real life crazy.
I don't think women are built to deal with men's emotions.
But I handle yours.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What do you mean?
I'm not saying you don't listen. That's not what I'm saying. A man is very afraid to share all of his emotions with his wife because there is a cost to it.
How so? What
If
cost?
I tell you that I'm scared or I'm nervous or something in the business has me shook, in the moment you might be like, hey, that's okay. But deep down inside, there's a part of you that starts to feel unsafe. And that shows up in different ways. It'll start to show up in the lack of connection. It'll start to show up in going to old patterns because you're trying to protect yourself. Sometimes I'm afraid to tell you if there's financial issues or the business isn't running the way it could be, because if I create scarcity or fear in you, then I also have to clear that up. It creates more work for me.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would rather not say anything at all. And this is why so many men just choose not to talk.
Yeah, so a lot of women assume that they're emotional and their husband isn't. The truth is your husband is possibly even more emotional than you. He's just less verbal. It makes it hard for him to really reveal when he's struggling, when he's tempted, when he's scared, when he's anxious. The result is, if you have a woman who thinks that she is more emotionally mature, she starts to judge him. And the result is you will never get him to come out of his shell, because at the end of the day, you won't go into it with him.
Fortunately, that's facts. A lot of times, a lot of these women, they don't understand how to handle a man's emotions. So he has to take it upon himself to handle her emotions, his emotions, the kids' emotions, the dog's emotions, mom and dad's emotions. If, either one of them stays with you, and he has to shoulder that entire load. Now, of course, dad will get it because dad had to do it for mom, right? But the wife, number one, they don't really understand a lot of times. Number two, they can't really handle it. They don't want to handle it. They would rather the man do it, and just let that be that, so they can continue to feel secure and safe.
9 times out of 10, if a woman is stalking you over a man, it's not because she wants the man and the man want her, because they'll be together. Especially if you're a woman that don't even post the man, it's not about him. It's about you.
All right, so the other day I did a video where I talked about how men rarely, if ever, get compliments. And quite a few of you mentioned how true that was. But a few said even when they do get recognized or acknowledged for doing something, women today try to dismiss it or minimize it by calling it the bare minimum. And let's face it, it is the phrase that women have loved to use to weaponize against men. But isn't it funny, though, how it never seems to cut both ways? A man puts the dishes in a dishwasher, bare minimum. A woman reheats last night's spaghetti, well, she's basically Gordon Ramsay. A man buys flowers every week, bare minimum. A woman gives her man weekly affection, well, she's a saint and deserves applause. A man works 60 hours to keep the mortgage paid and the fridge stocked, bare minimum. A woman sits on TikTok in yoga pants all day long while the dryer spins. She's a self-care queen or an influencer. It just goes to show you how little acknowledgement or appreciation men ever get. The pattern is clear. When men show up, it's expected. But when women show up, it's celebrated. Men are told our love, effort, and labor is nothing more than just the baseline. It's never enough, never impressive, never worth praise. Meanwhile, women can fart in the general direction of effort and get parades thrown for them. And then they get mad when men say, "Why should I bother anymore?" Here's the real kicker. If the bare minimum is supposed to mean just enough to get by, then why is it only applied to men doing the everyday grind that literally holds households and relationships together? It's almost like the people crying bare minimum, and to be clear, that would be the women, because men don't use that phrase, are the very ones doing the least, all while demanding the most. And it's why men are done with women, done with relationships. When everything and anything you say or do is never appreciated, when it's labeled as just the bare minimum, time and time again, eventually you come to realize there's just no point anymore. And men are long past coming to that realization, which is why they're done, why they're walking away. So men, let's flip this. What's the dumbest thing you've ever been told was the bare minimum? Let's share them and have a laugh or two about how ridiculous things have gotten. Because let's face it, we all need it.
There's going to be a lot of nice guys out there that hate hearing this, but nice guys aren't actually nice. They're passive, manipulative liars. They are nice with the hope of getting something in exchange. If you don't believe me, ask yourself, why is it that you're nice to one person but not another? I'd rather go out with a maybe not so nice, brutally honest guy than a nice guy who is just playing a role to get what he wants, and I may never actually find out who he truly is underneath this nice guy facade. That's a scary thought.
Well, he's not a nice guy then. Such a dumb thing to say. He's not a nice guy then. He's manipulating you. He's not a nice guy. I think a nice guy, for a lot of nice guys, well, I'm doing what you asked me to do because that's what you said you wanted. And yes, I'm doing that because there's something that I want. But you said, and a lot of women say, take care of her first. Make sure she's taken care of first. Then you can get everything that you want. You can get everything. Just make sure that you take care of her first. That's what they say. And a nice guy will come in and take care of you, all your needs, make sure you're fulfilled. And now you're saying, oh, you got an ulterior motive, an ulterior motive. No, you need therapy. What's wrong with you?
Is there anyone else out there in their 40s like me who feels kind of invisible? Like, I'm not as cute as I was in my 20s and 30s. I'm definitely not as fit as I was in my 20s and 30s. I don't have as much hair as I used to have. It's literally falling off like the top of my head.
You do become a little more invisible the older you get as a woman, unfortunately. I don't get asked out on a lot of dates. I never get asked out on dates. I don't know if it's being 55 in Los Angeles or if it's just a strange town.
What is the biggest confidence killer for women over 50? Men over 50. They never look at you anymore.
When I was 55, I felt like I was starting to fade. I felt like I was starting to go invisible. I felt dismissed. I felt ignored. I felt like I was washed up.
Why are there women quick to reject a man that lives with his mom, but quick to accept a man that lives with his wife?
Because women suck.
I guess because there's a stigma if you live with your mom, then you're a bum, but I don't believe that, but a lot of women think that.
Would women prefer to be the emperor's mistress or the peasant's wife?
Probably the emperor's mistress because I guess it's like a higher...
So women would rather share a high-value man with another woman than have an average man all to herself?
I feel like a lot of women would want that, probably, most likely.
It sounds like most women are gold diggers, huh?
There's a lot of those out here.
I think for a lot of men, this is their absolute worst nightmare. They get home after 8, 12 hours and you're not even happy to see them. I mean, at that point, he'll just get back in his car and drive back to work. And a lot of women don't realize that men will spend pretty much half their day when they get a chance thinking about you and they're excited to come home to you. So when it's not mutual, that's absolutely devastating. It also turns his home into a place where he doesn't feel fully safe. It's the one place he should feel most comfortable coming through the door for. He doesn't have to perform or follow all these weird rules, but then when you act like this, it turns it into just that. And women always get upset in these situations when he eventually withdraws. And she's like, oh, he changed. He used to be happy to see me. Why do you think he changed? A lot of men just notice. They see that you're not happy to see him. And he's not going to sit there and argue with you or explain it to you.
They go, how come I see a guy, I look his way, I smile at him, I open my body, I turn towards him, I notice him a time or two. How come he never walks over and talks to me? And I said, because he's scared. And they go, why? And I go, because you're scary. And they go, no, I'm not scary, but we men, you're scary to us. And they go, oh, maybe the guy does have a conversation with me. We talk about everything under the sun. I touch his arm a lot. I lean into him. I smile. I laugh at his corny jokes. I'm thinking, when's he going to ask for my number? Do I have to put up a billboard to say, hey, dumb shit, ask me for my number, And then the guy gets done. He goes, it was nice talking to you. Shakes the hand. Maybe I'll bump into you sometime. Well, they go, why don't they do that? I go, because he's scared.
A lot of dudes in the comments saying, hey man, we're not scared. We're just over it. Not scared, just tired. And that's exactly what it is. Men are done taking risks with these modern women. Men are done out here messing around with stupidity. Women that are destroying their peace, just chaos. Just utter and complete chaos. It's foolishness.
But ultimately, I see women pick over and skip over the guy that they were supposed to. Most women have skipped over the guy that they were supposed to be.
He was ugly.
And that, see? You see what I'm saying? Thank you for being honest.
I'm gonna you somebody you're not physically attracted to?
Thank you. I gotta settle. I'm gonna put it like this. You have to settle
for a guy with money and he ugly too.
That's
yes,
they
do that all the time. They do that all the time.
He's not lying. In that sense,
it's stupid.
I guess she feel like this.
Change based off
if he broke and can't provide and he ugly, why?
But you putting all of the worst things together, right? I'm talking about. You cannot tell me that you haven't run into guys in your lifetime. That was a good dude.
No, I never said I haven't.
So why didn't you pick him?
Because that wasn't what I wanted. I don't have to settle.
Exactly. So if it wasn't who you wanted, then you have to take responsibility for who you chose. Facts.
I'm not saying you right about that too.
This one is for the men. Hey, handsome. I want to remind you of something. A woman will respect you first before loving you. She is not going to test your boundaries and see what you can tolerate. I need you to remember to keep your standards high, because the right woman will rise to meet them. There should be no disrespect. I need you to protect your peace, your time, and your energy. The right woman will understand and get with the program. I'm telling you. There will be no combatives. Because real attraction comes through respect, not control. So when a woman is attracted to you, she respects you way before she even loves you. So remember to keep your standards high. Remember your worth. Remember your value. Remember who you are. You feel me? Have a great day.
So a lot of men are afraid of marriage these days.
Because y'all got rules and y'all don't tell us.
What does that mean?
Y'all be making up rules.
What rules, Shaq?
Let me put you through a scenario.
Okay.
What's your name?
Anissa.
All right. We're talking.
Yeah.
I'll leave my phone right here.
Okay.
And Anissa says, "You're doing a good job, baby. I love you." Is that cheating? Yes or no? Don't think about it. You checking my phone, and
Okay.
Anissa, your friend, says, "You're doing a good job, baby. I like you."
What?
We're friends too. But you.
Oh, well, if you're friends.
Hold on. You didn't know that she has my number or we're texting, and you see her and it just pop up. She's sitting right there, and then pop up, my guy, baby, you're doing a good job. I love you. Is that cheating or not?
I don't. It depends on you.
Answer the question. We're dating, and you text me, but she don't know that me and you have been texting. No, see,
I don't think that that's cheating. No, and the reason why, but let me tell you why.
Thank you. It's
Because
not.
you can't control another person.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with it.
And
either.
also,
no.
But the boundaries aspect of it, why is
see,
she calling you baby? That's what's throwing me off. If she was just like, you're doing a great
Because we're
job, I
friends.
love you,
We're friends.
that's fine.
Okay, you're doing a good job. I love you.
Oh, that's
forget the
fine.
baby.
I'm not pressed by that at all.
But you see her answer?
Yeah.
And that's how most of them think.
But I also think that a lot.
Women hating to see men be happy. They hate to see it. So many women, even if they're married or have a boyfriend, they're like, ugh, I hate when he's happy. Ugh, he's smiling. Ugh, gosh. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand why a woman would want a man to be unhappy or why she just doesn't feel comfortable when he is happy. It is a sign of insecurity. It is a sign of...
I swear, men's emotions are so much more intense than ours. And you just don't trust them. Keep a grip on them. So know what switches you involuntarily. Know what you're affected by. Know where your happy place is. You know, in anywhere on this is normal. Anywhere. There's no right or wrong place to be. There's not even a right or wrong state of mind. But it's one of the things we teach in our Understanding Women course, like, how do you tell which woman this is? Is this the open, nurturing, loving state of mind woman? Or is this the kick-ass, take names state of mind? And you can actually tell by how a woman reacts when you walk into the room. If she looks up and how she looks up.
I told him, like, I'm not having sex until I get married. Like, I just don't want to have sex with anyone like that because I started getting closer into, like, my faith of knowing, like, my worth, and I just didn't want to, like, entangle myself with a bunch of people anymore at that point.
Wait, you said you were waiting until marriage to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been celibate for the past 4 years?
I was celibate until earlier last year.
What happened to waiting until marriage?
I fell into a really dark place in my life. But he was
that
going.
Needed to be fixed by sex, of course.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was. When I feel like a lot of men can agree when you needed your ego stroked. I needed my ego stroked. I was like not dancing anymore. He was no longer paying for anything. I was kind of like really losing myself again. And so, yeah, I had with someone. And
just him? That's the only guy you've
one
had
person.
sex
And then
with?
several months later, I started dating my now boyfriend. But we've been like on and on abstinent.
I think I see what she's trying to do here, but it seems like there's so much going on. You know what I mean? It seems like she's saying, I don't want to do it until I'm married. But then, you know what? I'll give her a pass because there's a lot of these, I'll say this, there's a lot of these women out here that ain't even trying. They getting ran through. They're not even trying. Oh yeah, it just happened. Oh, again, yeah. What are you going to those events for? What are you going to those situations for? Oh, well, you know, I just had to. They drug me out the house. Yeah, they drug you out the house and into his bedroom, right? You just had to do that. But it seems like she be trying to do it. But then, like she said, well, I went through it. You know, I was in a dark place and, you know, I just frustrated. Now, I get that. I do understand that. I mean, you would want somebody to hang on, but I do understand that state of mind. And then she said, well, I'm in a relationship with my now boyfriend, right? And, you know, we try to wait. We try to wait, but, sometimes it just happened. That's real. Because now it's like, even though it sounds contradictory, because it is contradictory, but you're not making him wait, it seems like. You're not making him wait and letting the other men, you know, just run through, just have their way. And then now with him, you're like, oh man, absolutely not, no way. There ain't no way. I'm going to keep my standards high, with respect to you. But you saying, yeah, my standards is high, but, you know, sometimes I like this man. And sometimes this man, it just gets too much. And, we got to start over. So, if I understand correctly, that's something I respect.
Do not talk to a girl. Don't worry, most men aren't. It's just quite frankly not worth it. He approaches you wrong, you call the police. He looks at you for half a second and he was staring at you for 16 hours. You say you don't like something, so he doesn't do that thing for you, and then you get mad that he didn't do that thing for you. You play all these tests and games to the point he doesn't even know who you genuinely are. Because your whole personality is based on some video you saw last week. Your standards and expectations of the relationship, again, based on what you see on social media.
You thought your soulmate was the guy who plays video games every single night? The gamer? That's who you thought was your soulmate?
What's the biggest thing you hate about women?
The biggest thing I hate about women is that, that one Billie Eilish quote, she said,
You give an ugly guy a chance, he thinks he rules the world.
That's it right there.
Wow.
You look at that statement, you see how invalid that is. As a young man coming up, you see how they're just trying to put you down, okay? Now, if the roles were reversed, this would be a cancelable offense for us. Okay. You understand?
100%.
So I think that, there are double standards, okay? And we have to look at these. We
For
don't
real.
let this shit slide. Okay. Pause. Okay? We just have to realize that, if you're gonna say that about us, and you expect us to not say that about you, let's take a step back. Let's look at this.
Nah, this is straight up fucking facts. He's not wrong. What's crazy is that a whole fucking celebrity is talking shit about men. Women complain that men ain't shit, but you don't give men space to be men. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm about to tell you is a little difficult to open up about. It makes me very vulnerable because it's a bit of a sensitive topic, and to others it might not be sensitive at all, so you might be like, why? So please don't shame me or be rude. So I get triggered when my partner plays video games, and here's why. Reason number one, I think this triggers me, is because 2 of my past relationships have been with boyfriends that spent a majority of their free time playing video games. One of them, for example, I would be over hanging out with him and he would just be playing video games for hours, and I would be sitting there so bored just watching him play for seriously 4 to 5 hours, maybe more. Another one of them, I didn't really have to watch him play much because he was always playing at his house when I wasn't there, but I was working all the time to try to build up a savings, and he did not have a job and lived with his parents and would just play video games nonstop. So I kind of felt like I'm working for my future, and which I hope is our future, and working so hard, and you're not working at all because you're just playing video games. And then he answered with, I could become a professional video game player and make a ton of money. And at the time I was just like, this is not realistic at all. He's never become a professional video game player. I know there are many. Second reason I think it triggers me is the sound, the violence. I'm probably neurodivergent. I've never been diagnosed with ADHD, but my mom has, my little brother has. I clearly have ADHD, and all of the sounds and everything really, it makes me have to rub my neck and be like, oh, I can't stand this. Thirdly, my partner has a very addictive and passionate personality, which I love this trait in him. It makes him, very ambitious, and when he's into something, he goes all in. But that trait towards some things that can be negative can also be bad. So if he is in a phase where he's playing video games, he can stay up really late playing the video game, and then I see a lack of sleep, and then the next day if we have plans, he's tired and doesn't want to do the plan. So it just affects the relationship. And I find this hard to talk about in a relationship because I don't want to be a controlling girlfriend and be like, you can't play video games. But pretty much I just don't want to be around it. Close your door, play in your bedroom where I don't have to see it. Has anyone else experienced this?
I mean, if it's his free time and he ain't got nothing to do, then yeah, I mean, if he's taking care of all his responsibilities, then I think that's all right because it's his free time, right? So it's his free time to do things. I think sometimes modern women, like, you know, others have said, they see men doing whatever they want to do. And then they go in there and they try to start messing with that man. Oh, I want you to do this, or I want you to do that. Disturbing and destroying his peace. Like I said, maybe you can't spend all day on the game, but you can let him, you can, essentially what he's doing is the same thing that you would do if you were binging a TV show. You might be in there for 2 or 3 hours, right? And sometimes, depending on what the show is, you might, oh, don't nobody bother me. I'm in here, and you be in there all night. That man got to find some business. You not cooking dinner. As a matter of fact, he got to bring you dinner. Matter of fact, he got to order in, or he got to go pick it up and bring it to you because you ain't shaved, you ain't showered, you ain't used the restroom, you ain't done none of that. You ain't moved off that couch, or you ain't moved out of that bed. You've been in there watching TV the whole time, and he expected not to say anything to you.
No, Sirski.
And know what?
I'm not on that shit no more.
You're not?
I'm done, bro, with that shit, bro.
Get in the car.
No, I retired from that shit for real.
Okay, get in the car.
I'm not finna keep doing, like, making myself look so down bad and overly going and easy and shit. I'm more to myself, like, I'm building up my self-control, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
okay, get in
I'm gonna
the
start
car.
making you work for this shit, bro.
Get in the car.
Like, I'm not finna be chasing after your damn your butt, all that, like a deer in a fucking seeing headlights. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna start being more like,
okay, get
I'm
in the
working on
car.
myself. I'm like, I'm doing better, you know what I mean?
Okay, get in the
okay,
car.
I'll get in the car, but don't touch, look, we can keep, you know what I mean? No, like, you look good, babe, trust me. I'm not trying to downplay you. Mommy, you are some fine shit. Hey, a lot of you is tea on bro, but come on, bro. It's more to life than this shit. You feel me?
Get in the car.
I'm in the car.
Close the door.
Stay over there.
You feel the same?
Yeah, come on, bro. We grown. I'm man, bro. You woman.
Listen, I saw this video and thought to myself, this is a perfect illustration what it looks like when Satan is using a woman, when a woman is in her whorish energy, and he is using her to beguile, to seduce a man out of right standing with God, out of his divine alignment, out of his growth, out of his semen retention or celibacy journey. See? And then what they'll do is a lot of women will use manipulative language like, oh, you're a simp, or, oh, you must be a homosexual, right? To try to manipulate you, to try to destroy your self-confidence, to try to weaken you so that you will lay with her. And so then the only thing now that you have going for yourself is lack of self-control, lack in your finances, lack in self-discipline, lack in your emotional well-being. Because all this leads to sexual immorality, perversion, leads to lack on so many levels. It destroys a man's focus. It takes away from your creative abilities. It takes away from everything that God purposed you to be. This is why you're empty. This is why after you lay with a woman, you feel a sense of emptiness and you feel resentment and you feel probably even bitter towards her. Trust me when I tell you, men, there are women out there, and I know that they're rare, and this is why it's going to take God. You're going to have to lean on God for him to reveal her to you. But there are women that will encourage you on your semen retention journey. If you guys are not married and God called you two to be together, she's not only going to encourage you, she's going to stand in the gap for you and pray for your strength, right? She's going to help you, right? What I mean by help, well, she's certainly not going to make it easy for you to fall with her. You know, being around you half naked, using sexual language, right? This woman is going to strengthen you She is going to strengthen you in your walk with God. She is going to strengthen you in your semen retention journey because she sees the benefits of it. And not only that, but she sees the end goal. She sees what you can become and who you are through the lens and through the eyes of God. Women who are in their whorish energy, they're not able to do this. So misery loves company. She's going to seduce you until you fall, until there's nothing left of you. So that now you can join her in her misery because she don't feel that she's anything. So why should you be? So, like I told you, man, in my other video, you can only overcome lust, promiscuity, sexual morality by staying in your word and coupling it with fasting. Get scriptures, go to Google or, these Bible apps and get scriptures on lust and sexual morality and ponder on them, meditate on them, speak them out loud and decree them over your life. Ask God, give you the strength to withstand, right? To flee. Read Proverbs, specifically Proverbs chapter 7. It talks about women like this. How her language is smooth with oil and honey is on her lips, but her feet leads to death. So read Proverbs chapter 7 and understand why God says what he says. And for you who are on a semen retention, keep it up. Don't give up. Even if you fail, don't give up. Start over. Start over. There are women out there that are emotionally and spiritually mature, who's not going to help you stumble, but who's going to see you through this journey so that you can come into the fullness of who God called you to be. Right? And you deserve that. So leave Satan and his minions of whores alone. Okay? She's for the streets. She needs a man who's also for the streets. But you have to understand that your anointing is attractive. Women who are led and partnered with Satan, who are in their whorish energy, they're attracted to your discipline. They're attracted to your celibacy and your purity. Why would you waste it on a whore? So, if you found this to be insightful, heart this video, share it, and as always, we can get in the comments and talk about it.
A lot of women, this is their calling card, so they kind of have to do it. They don't really have anything else to offer. So this is why, it's a joke sometimes, but then, a lot of times, like I said, because they don't really have anything to give the relationship, and they can see when the man is turning and going and doing something else and he's really focused, then I gotta get that. I don't really like saying power, but I gotta get his attention is really what they're trying to do. I gotta pull the trick out of the bag just to see if I still got it. I don't really want nothing, but it's just to see if he'll still give me that attention on command.